Rob Macdonald, VP Exploration of Southern Silver Exploration Corp. And today I'll be speaking to you about our Cerro Las Manitas silver lead zinc project located in Durango, Mexico. Southern is a junior exploration company based out of Vancouver, one of the Mannix group of companies. We've been exploring in Mexico since 2005 and exploring the Cerro Las Manitas project since we initially optioned it to purchase in late 2010, 2011. You'll see the forward-looking statements comment. I will be making aspirational statements during the talk. Forward-looking statements, they should be treated or considered as such. So I'm going to focus today on our flagship asset, the Cerro Las Manitas silver lead zinc project in Durango, Mexico, and three features of that project. Just general outline of what the project entails, size and grades, a recent transaction where we've been able to acquire 100% control of the project, and then a current exploration program, ongoing exploration program, where we're looking to significantly increase the resources on the project itself. Cerro Las Manitas, it's a fairly typical skarn type system located in Durango, southeast Durango. It is one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver-based projects in the world, with indicated and inferred resources of 272 million silver equivalent ounces at an average grade of 354 grams per ton silver equivalent. It's well located in an established mining district, and we're surrounded by producers. In September of last year, Southern acquired our former joint venture partner's 60% interest in the CLM project for $15 million in cash and shares. This gave us 100% ownership and control of the project. We supported that acquisition through fundraising last year. We are now fully financed and well placed for future success. And that future success includes a current drill program underway where we've had significant success over the last reporting results over the last several months that I'll highlight in this talk. We are nearly done with the 10,000 meter program. We're adding another 5,000 meters to this program, and the plan is to increase the current size of the deposit by 30%. So in terms of the recent results that we've had, I've listed here just when we made the releases and the news releases, and it's been quite successful. Drilling to date has been very successful. You can see some nice, robust thicknesses of mineralization, some excellent grades, 6.7 meters, averaging 625 gram per ton silver, just under 20% combined lead zinc for just under 1,300 grams per ton silver equivalent. Again, great thicknesses down there. And then the highlight that we just released a couple of days ago, 8 meters averaging 1,072 grams per ton silver, 26% combined lead zinc for 8 meters of 2,040 grams per ton silver equivalent. We've also identified in the upper part of some of these drill holes some oxidized gold and silver mineralization. And so this is another aspect of the project. I should back up. All of these other intervals here are polymetallic sulfide mineralization. But we have recently identified some fairly thick accumulations of oxide gold enriched mineralization, and it's another aspect of the project that we'll continue to explore throughout 2021. A little bit of a review of the capital markets profile of the company. We're currently sitting at and about $100 million market cap. You can see our top shareholders, and with some institutional presence within our stock. But since we announced the transaction with Electrum in June 22nd, we have been one of the top silver performing stocks on the market. You can see the increased market or increased stock volume or trade volume happening at and around the announcement, and then once the hold on the shares came off, and you can see an associated increase in stock price. So effectively, we've gone from that sort of 10 to 20 cent range in the early part of 2020 to more like a 45 to 55 cent range in the latter part of 2020 and into 2021. In terms of the management team and board, it's an experienced group of mine finders with a history of success in Mexico. When you look down through the resumes, you'll see 12 different mines. Some of these world-class deposits, like the Peñasquito project in Mexico, Hemlo and Escape Creek in Canada, the San Cristobal project in Bolivia and Los Gatos, which is developing into a world-class deposit in Chihuahua, Mexico, the San Nicolas project in Zacatecas, Mexico. And so it's a group of people that know what major projects look like. They know how to explore and develop them, and they know how to transition them into a production scenario, either within the company that they're operating with, or alternatively through merger and acquisition and passing off or working with a producer to develop the project. We have two projects in the company. Right now, I will deal exclusively with the flagship Cerro Las Manitas project. It sits within the heart of the Faja de Plata of north central Mexico. We're on the edge of the Altiplanos. We're not in the mountains. We're out on the more on the plains or the flats. The project is 100% owned. We've spent over $27 million on the project since acquisition in late 2010, early 2011. We're in the midst of a 10,000 meter program that we're now expanding to at least a 15,000 meter program with a target of increasing the mineral resources by 30%. We continue our engineering and metallurgical work on the project in an effort to continue de-risking the project, and we're working towards a PEA toward the end of 2021. The project is located in an area of active exploration and development with superior infrastructure and community support. We're in a safe jurisdiction. I like to joke that we're out in the middle of the bean fields, not the marijuana fields. And so it's a very safe area to work in. I've been going back and forth to the project since 2011. I've never required security. We have our environmental permits in place, exploration access agreements with the local ejido, completed over 68,000 meters of drilling at a cash discovery cost of only 9 cents an ounce silver equivalent. And then we have a plan with success to date that looks to grow that resource from the 24 million tons where it currently sits up to over 30 million tons and expand the resource from the 272 million silver equivalent ounces to 350. This is the project right now, 345 square kilometers. This is the area of the Cerro where we have our resources, where the resources are located. We're surrounded by producers. Hecla Mining is on our east. We have Fresnillo on our northern boundary. Avino is producing from epithermal veins around 6 kilometers away. Corp Mining has its La Preciosa deposit 25 kilometers away. There's infrastructure running right through the project, a divided highway. We access the property from the town of Guadalupe, Victoria, which is about an 8-minute drive to the Cerro. Again, it's a very good location and excellent infrastructure. This is Cerro Las Manitas. You can see the highway in the foreground, one of the aforementioned bean fields in the foreground as well. We've identified our mineral resources on the western side of the Cerro, and now we're targeting the eastern side of the Cerro. And so we have done some previous exploration on these parts, but it's never been incorporated into the mineral resources on the western side. Geologically, it's a fairly classic skarn system with a central intrusion acting as a heat pump, zone of alteration. And then on the western side, this is the surface projection of the mineralization that we've identified to date. The largest deposit and most significant, making up 200 million of the 272 million silver equivalent ounces, is the skarn front deposit. And this sits in the skarn altered halo around the central intrusion. We've identified 3 smaller deposits associated with a dike swarm on the western flank of the central intrusion. Now we're exploring on the eastern side of the intrusion. Breakdown of the mineral resources: 272 million silver equivalent ounces, over 80 million ounces of contained silver, and 2.2 billion pounds of combined lead zinc. The total resource is now 23.9 million tons, and we're looking toward expanding that up into over 30 million ton resource. And so how are we doing that? It's by exploration on the eastern side of the Cerro. And you can see the cluster of drill holes from our drilling that started in September, carrying over into 2021. We've now drilled along an 800-meter strike length of the eastern side, and are looking to continue testing for a further 400 meters to the northwest. I'm going to be showing a couple of long sections in the next slide. These go from south to north, and then more from east to west in the Mina-Labacona target. And again, you can see here in the South Skarn target, we've identified a 400 meter by 300 meter zone of mineralization, highlighted by high-grade mineralization in 119 and 124. Similarly, at Mina-Labacona, there's 3 different targets: oxide zone that we're looking to extend further to the southeast, and then 2 chimneys that we're currently drilling. Here it's the Morella chimney and the Bacona chimney, and those feature some of the highest grade results that we've ever identified on the project. Again, you probably can't read this too close, but we're getting robust thicknesses and robust silver equivalent grades through each of these zones as we continue exploring the eastern side of the Cerro. We have been doing some metallurgical test work. We have lock cycle test work done now on the skarn front, and this has now successfully separated copper, lead, and zinc concentrates from the composites. These are high-grade concentrates, excellent recoveries. The total silver recovery is now up over 90%. Again, with very strong grades, very saleable concentrates. And the variability test work that we've done shows that it can accommodate great changes in grade, which is always good from a processing point of view. We've taken the metallurgical work, built that into an NSR model, and now conducted a preliminary mine design on top of that, which provides a stope model, and then the mine workings, production scenarios, and scheduling. And so now what we'll do is, while we're bringing in mineralization on the eastern side of the Cerro, we'll have a closer look at some of the higher grade portions to look at what portions of the deposit can be fast tracked in a production scenario, i.e. optimizing the mine scheduling and production scenarios. So thank you very much for your time. Again, just to reiterate, with Southern Silver, we've just completed a transformative transaction with a former JV partner, Electrum, and it creates an attractive entry point for investors. We're dealing with one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver projects in the world that we're looking now through exploration and organic growth of the project to increase the resource and only make it bigger. And then just to highlight, this is a photo from the top of the Cerro looking out over the main mineralized zone. This would be the outline of the skarn front zone, and then you can see off in the distance there's the highway back to Durango, the little overpass from which I took the picture, looking at the Cerro, and again the bean fields in the background. Thank you very much.